Hello everyone, this is Paris. Welcome to BudgetHolics. As Warren Buffett has said on multiple occasions, when you're investing in a stock, you're not simply buying a price. You're buying the underlying company, and you should be able to understand what this company does and why it might provide you value in the future. The same holds for cryptocurrencies. Whether you're investing in Ethereum, Bitcoin, Cardano, or anything else, you need to know what's the underlying value of the coin you're investing in. In this video, we'll explore the three main types of cryptocurrencies. If you're interested in personal finance, investing, and wealth building, please hit the like and subscribe button, as this helps me immensely with the YouTube algorithm. Without further ado, let's jump into the video. The first type is store of value cryptocurrencies. If you hold any fiat currency, meaning any currency issued by a central bank, the purchasing power of this currency decreases over time. Government-issued currencies such as the US dollar, the British pound, or the euro lose around 2 to 3% of their purchasing power due to excessive money printing, and what you'll hear referred to as inflation. Now, let's say you've managed to save $1 million for your retirement. The things you can buy at the age of retirement with that $1 million will have significantly decreased. For example, if something cost $10 in 1980, this same item today would cost around $32.67. Money printing isn't inherently bad, and an inflation rate means nothing if wages increase by a similar proportion. If the government were to print money to finance infrastructure such as new roads, new schools, or subsidize value-added projects, this would most probably be fine. However, excessive spending, as we learned from 2008, was used to bail out banks, and bailout packages to companies were used to buy back shares on the stock market instead of investing in R&D and innovation. Even printing money and sending it to people's bank accounts might have detrimental long-term consequences, as the increased demand will allow companies to increase prices, and when the money printing stops, it will be unlikely that companies decrease those prices in the future. Bitcoin is the flagship of store of value cryptocurrencies. Within the Genesis block, i.e. the first block ever mined, Satoshi Nakamoto included this phrase. This refers to a London Times article discussing how European banks were about to be bailed out, and I don't think I need to discuss how this turned out for the Eurozone crisis. In contrast to central bank currencies, Bitcoin was designed to have a deflationary monetary policy by introducing a cap of 21 million coins ever to be mined. Unlike central banks that can print money like there's no tomorrow, the amount of Bitcoin in circulation can never surpass the 21 million cap. This is often referred to as the fixed supply of Bitcoin, and it's a key aspect of its tokenomics. If you want to learn more about how Bitcoin works, check out my Understanding Bitcoin video, for which I leave a link here and down in the description. In essence, miners across the globe can validate transactions on the Bitcoin blockchain by competing to solve complicated equations and earn Bitcoin rewards for successfully validating a set of transactions called blocks. These blocks are then stored on top of previously completed blocks, and so on the story goes. Bitcoin was created to become a decentralized form of digital cash. However, given the low transaction speeds of the network and its deflationary economics, it evolved into being a store of value aimed to preserve your purchasing power. Also, there aren't a lot of fun stuff you can do with Bitcoin other than sending it, receiving it, and storing it. And you can't add any further functionalities, unlike the next type of cryptocurrency we're going to talk about. Andreas Antonopoulos, in my opinion, is the go-to guy when it comes to cryptocurrencies. He dubbed crypto as the Internet of Money, and his thesis is that cryptocurrencies is going to revolutionize money and finance in the same manner the Internet revolutionized communications and data transfer. However, store of value cryptocurrencies such as Bitcoin are meant to preserve your purchasing power, and other than decentralizing the money supply and removing intermediaries such as banks and other financial institutions, they lack a very important feature: programmability. Without a browser to surf the World Wide Web or an application to watch this video on and hit the like button, the internet would be far less useful than it is today. The problem is that the vast majority of apps we're using are centralized, as they are controlled by a single entity, usually a tech giant or a bank if it comes to banking apps. This poses a risk of privacy, as these companies can use your data without you knowing it, and the risk of closing your account if a provider chooses to. Cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum provide a solution to this problem through the use of smart contracts. Similarly to a traditional contract, a smart contract is a set of ifs and thens. If something happens, this will follow. For example, if you pay your rent, your landlord will allow you to live in the property. These sets of ifs and thens are the basis for any program or application, centralized or not, you're running on your phone, computer, or tablet. If you combine a number of different smart contracts together, you end up with what's called a decentralized app, also known as DApp. Smart contracts cannot be altered even by their author after they've been deployed on the blockchain, and they cannot be shut down because they are run and validated by a number of computers across the globe. Currently, Ethereum is the largest smart contract blockchain, and you can find a number of different dApps ranging from gaming and gambling to traditional finance applications that allow you to borrow, rent, or trade. Smart contract cryptocurrencies also allow the creation of non-fungible tokens, also known as NFTs. These are in essence certificates of ownership or authenticity of virtually anything, ranging from pieces of art and tweets to eventually stocks and property rights. If you want to learn more about Ethereum and how it works, check out my Understanding Ethereum video, for which I leave a link here and down in the description. In contrast to store of value cryptocurrencies and their deflationary tokenomics, programmable currencies usually have an inflationary monetary policy. This is because those cryptocurrencies, coins such as ETH in the case of Ethereum, are used to pay the fees for uploading a smart contract on the blockchain. And as the number of smart contracts and dApps increases, the number of tokens that will be required is also due to increase as well. Similarly to store of value cryptocurrencies and Bitcoin, these fees are paid to the ones that validate transactions and keep the network secure. So instead of deriving their value from their ability to preserve your purchasing power, programmable cryptocurrencies derive their value from the utility they provide to consumers. This utility comes from the number of dApps out there and the number of users in each network, something also known as the network effect. Although Ethereum is currently dominating the programmable cryptocurrency market, others such as the Binance Smart Chain and Cardano are worth keeping an eye on. Similarly to Microsoft, Apple, and Google in the early 2000s, nobody knows who will eventually take the largest market share and in which markets. It's always important to do your own research and never rely on the advice of some random guy on the internet. I'm not a financial advisor, and this video is for information and education purposes only. The third main type of cryptocurrency is stablecoins. The value of a stablecoin is tied to another asset. This asset is usually another fiat currency, which in most cases is the US dollar. According to a CoinDesk article, for which I leave a link down in the description, in countries like Brazil, many people are turning to stablecoins as an alternative to their national currencies in uncertain economic conditions. Meanwhile, in Hong Kong, some people are using stablecoins to avoid new internet censorship in a tumultuous political climate. Depending on what asset the stablecoin is tied to, the entity behind the stablecoin will have to keep an equal amount of that asset in reserve. For example, a stablecoin tied one-to-one to the US dollar will have to keep an amount of US dollars in reserve in a bank account, for example, that's equal to the number of stablecoins in circulation. Some examples of the most popular stablecoins are Tether, USDC, and DAI. They're all tied to the US dollar, and they keep an amount of US dollars in reserve, with the exception of DAI, which is backed by Ethereum. In contrast to cryptocurrencies such as Ethereum, stablecoins are primarily used to take advantage of arbitrage opportunities. This means that traders use them to convert a cryptocurrency to a stablecoin and then buy the same cryptocurrency at a lower price, or to transfer stablecoins between exchanges and take advantage of lower prices in another exchange. Apart from taking advantage of those discrepancies, you can't expect the value of your stablecoin to increase over time. If a stablecoin is tied to the US dollar, the exchange rate between the two is likely to remain the same. However, a benefit of stablecoins is that you can usually earn a high APY on certain platforms. For example, if you were to store your crypto on BlockFi, you would earn around 5% on Bitcoin and 4.5% on Ethereum every year. However, if you were holding Tether, you would earn 9.3% APY in 12 months. If you want to sign up to BlockFi, you can do so using the link down in the description, and you can earn up to $250 from your first deposit. If for any reason you don't have any cryptocurrencies, you can buy crypto on Coinbase. And if you sign up to Coinbase using the link in the description, you'll earn $10 on your first transaction of $100 or more. These are the three main types of cryptocurrencies. Of course, there are other cryptocurrencies such as Oracle, which are meant to transfer real-world data to smart contracts, payment cryptocurrencies, exchange cryptocurrencies used to finance projects on those exchanges, and of course, meme coins such as Dogecoin. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and subscribe button, as this helps me immensely with the YouTube algorithm. If you think somebody else might benefit from this information, feel free to share it. Thanks for watching till the end, and let me know down in the comments what are your thoughts on the prospects of different kinds of cryptocurrencies in the future. Until we meet again, always do your own research and don't stop investing. Cheers.